You know about the feed on social media, but are you aware of the feed coming to your mind? The difference is that we feed our body through the mouth, while we feed our mind through all our five senses. Just as our body is made from what we eat, everything that we see, hear, smell, eat, and touch becomes our mental diet. Let us learn from a sannyasi on what it means to truly guard the gates of the mind. In the 11th century, Jagadguru Ramanujacharya extensively promoted devotion to the personal form of God and sent his disciples far and wide to carry this light of Bhakti into every home and every heart. Amongst them was a young sannyasi, a monk of rare discipline. He had taken a vow that he would never ever gossip nor lend his ears to it. For his Guru Seva, he travelled to different places for preaching. At one time, he was living with a tailor and his assistants. They had a peculiar pastime. At the end of the day, after winding down from work, they would get together and indulge in endless chatter, gossip, crude jokes, and worldly talks. This bothered the sannyasi. He knew that it would not be fruitful to share any wisdom with them, since they did not aspire for transformation. However, the sannyasi was determined to protect his mind. Hence, he devised a silent strategy. He would return to his lodging only after the tailor and his friends had fallen asleep. This worked well for the virtuous sannyasi for a few months, until one particular winter night when the cold air was biting through his cloth and skin. As the sannyasi approached the tailor's residence after the day's preaching, he saw the warm glow of candlelight through the window and heard the familiar voices, smirks and laughs of the gossip mongers. It was unusually late, but rather than compromise his vow, the sannyasi decided to stay out in the bitter cold. He did not have enough warm clothing, and every gust of wind stung him like a whip on his lean body clad in saffron. But he had resolved not to hear foolish conversations, so he walked up and down the street to warm himself and survive the cold while waiting for his roommates to doze off. An hour passed. Exhaustion overtook the sannyasi. So he simply lay down on the bare ground in the middle of the street. And then something extraordinary happened. The only candle flame around which the men were sitting and gossiping in their room flickered and went out. Darkness filled the room. Their chatter fell silent. One by one, they slipped under their blankets and drifted into sleep. The sannyasi quietly rose from the icy cold earth and entered the house with his vow intact and conscience clear. This story reminds us of Sri Krishna's famed words. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga-kshemam vahamyam. Let me read the purport of this verse from Bhagavad Gita for everyday living. In this verse, God promises two things. The first is yoga. He bestows his devotees with spiritual assets that they do not yet possess. The second is Kshem in Yoga-Kshema. he protects the spiritual assets that his devotees have already accumulated. However, the condition he places for this is exclusive surrender. So the Lord is not only omnipresent, he is also seated in the hearts of his devotees, guiding and protecting them from within. Unlike the sannyasi, you and I may not have the ability to brave the winter's cruelty to maintain our vows as yet, but the lesson is the same. If we wish to taste the sweetest fruit of sadhana, some commitments must be non-negotiable. Just as the sannyasi lived amidst gossip mongers, we too are surrounded by constant chatter in different forms. News flashes, trending reels, celebrity updates, and clickbait headlines that seep into our mind and quietly benumb it. The danger is subtle, and slowly this noise begins to feel normal. We turn on the news not to grow wiser, but to fill the silence. We check Instagram or Twitter not because we care, but because we fear missing out. Information itself is not the enemy. The right knowledge can inspire, transform, and guide our choices. But just as sugar feeds the tongue and starves the body, low-quality information entertains the mind while starving the soul. It is candy for the brain, easy to swallow, addictive, and does nothing for our soul. So ask yourself, is what I am consuming adding meaning to my life? Is it sharpening my thoughts, changing my choices, or drawing me closer to God? If something isn't benefiting you, eliminate it from your phone and from your life. You would not stuff your body with low-quality food. Then why cram your mind with junk? If you wish to cultivate the garden of your mind, be very careful about the diet you provide it. Mental discipline today will be the doorway to freedom tomorrow. So instead of sitting around and consuming whatever is readily available, challenge yourself to make more conscious choices about the brain food you consume. Remember, some temptations don't look dangerous until you realize they have already made a home in your heart. It is your responsibility to guard your mind.